Hey friends, welcome back to The Journey with Jackie Griggs. This is the Mother's Day special and I'm so excited to be here. We are so excited. We have a very, very special guest. I can't wait for you to meet. We are back at the Smoky Pit, the best barbecue in town. We love to eat their food. We love to eat their barbecue. And thank you so much to Miss Tiffany.
Thank you, Miss Tiffany.
Miss Tiffany, bringing us a plate. And with some barbecue sauce. So we're gonna touch on that. I know my mama told me she was hungry, so we're gonna touch on that in a second. I want to introduce our guest to you today, my lovely mother, Miss Cotina Marshall. So before we start, I wanna preface this conversation. So when I first started this podcast, after the first record, my mom was like, what'll be really good for Mother's Day? Because, Mother's Day is May 10th. What'll be really good is that if you have some of your, the young moms that you hang around all the time. I'm sorry, love bugs is tearing me up today, y'all. Some of the young moms that y'all talk to all the time, if y'all have a sit down and just talk about being moms. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Then I was like, you know what? Let's have my mama, the one who taught me how to be a mom, the one who was my example of a mother. I literally, when me and my kids are around my mom, I always say, you the mama, like, you're the overall mama, you the real mama. Like, I just became a mama 2.5 seconds ago. You the real mama, you know how to be a mama, you've been a mama for almost 30 years. So, yeah, my brain cuts off when I'm around her and my kids. That's my mom, that's me and my kids' mama. So, that's how it is. So, I wanted to bring her on. Another reason I wanted to bring my mama on, other than her being all of our mama, I wanted to bring her on because I feel like she's always been our cheerleader and she's always been on the sideline for us. And just like how she gave me the insight of, like, she didn't even throw herself in there. She was like, maybe you and some of your friends, you and your young mom friends could get together. She's always on the sidelines and always being our cheerleader. But I thought it would be good to highlight her today and to hear about her journey, because I feel like as a mom and just becoming a mom, you realize how sometimes you put yourself on the back burner and you don't give yourself the accolades and the congratulations that you deserve. And seeing that growing up, she didn't give herself the accolades that she deserves or the congratulations she deserves. So I think that's why I wanted to bring her on today, so that we can hear her journey, hear about her. Like, at the end of the day, she's still a girl. Like, just like we're like, I'm just a girl. When you become a mom, it's like, okay, like, my mom is really, like, she's just a girl, like I'm just a girl, and she's still learning this life every day. So that's what we're gonna do. So welcome on, Mommy.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here too, girl. I'm so glad you're here. So we're gonna start about, let's talk about, before you get into motherhood, let's talk about you. Because, yeah, we're moms, but I think that sometimes we get so lost in being moms that we forget who we are and what we're supposed to be doing, where we're going. We get lost in ourselves. We get lost in being a mom, being a wife. We get so lost in that. So let's start off with your journey.
I enjoyed my childhood very much. I had, you would think that I grew up privileged, but my mom never, when I got older, I realized that there were deficits. But my mom never made us feel it, so that was very important to me, that she always made us feel very important, and that always very loved. And so I think that was one of the key factors in, once I became a mom, I wanted to always make sure that my children felt very loved and valued and first. But I grew up in Valley Park. I always knew, though, some girls grow up knowing that I want to be this and I want to be that. I don't know that I ever just knew what I wanted to be. I just knew that I want to be a wife and I wanted to be a mother because I'd seen my mom do it and I was like, I want to do that.
Okay.
You know, I felt that. And I did, you know, and everything else was just, you know, I taught and I did that, but first and foremost, it was very important to me that I was always available for my children.
Yeah, that was always your thing, to make sure that, and I can say, it can be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. If I call and be like, Mama, I need you to come, you're like, okay, here I come, and you be telling Daddy, come on, and Daddy be questioning you like, what is going on?
Don't my baby said, let's
yes,
go.
you always, but you always did, and I can say, yes, that's something that you did get from Mama, because Mama was just like that too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. She just told Carly, I'll kill all these bugs. I'll kill all these bugs for you. And she's very serious. She will find a way, and you're the same way. Like, I'll find a way for bugs to never be around so that my baby could come around.
I just said the other day, I need to find a bubble for my baby because she is tired of bugs.
And you know
And
what?
she wants a bubble.
That is so
It's not her
spoiled.
bubble. I don't care.
That is
It's
right.
not spoiled. It's loved well.
Okay, girl. Honey, that is definitely spoiled. So I want to go back to something you said about you not necessarily knowing what you wanted to do as far as career-wise, right? But you knew you wanted to be a wife and you knew you wanted to be a mother. So career, and I think that's so different for some. It's different for me for sure because I think I love being a mom. I love being a wife, but I think I have a hard time understanding that because my brain is wired differently.
Yeah.
So explain that to me a little bit. Like, so as far as career-wise, when did you realize, okay, I do actually like teaching, or this is something I do want to do?
Because it was something I fought against for a few years. Like,
Okay.
I kept having opportunities to do it, but it was like, no, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't find joy in that. And then I started subbing. And I found joy in it. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is teaching, this is education, this is what that is. And just seeing the spark of understanding in children. But again, I think it always comes from nurturing.
Yeah.
I'm a nurturer by you know, just by personality.
Yeah.
That's what I love to do. And nurturing children was, I think, my first motherhood. You know.
Even before having kids?
Even before having children. And just realizing that so much could be alleviated if children just felt loved.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always just loved on all of my students, I like to think, and just wanted to make them feel heard and seen, even little, especially the little ones.
Yes. They're sponges. They're so moldable at that age.
So I've never turned down a hug. I've never turned down I love you. It's always been returned with an I love you too.
Yeah.
Because what if that's the only hug or the only I love you that child hears today? Well, then they can say that Miss Tina gave it to. It is just always important. And that was my first, like I said, first mother. You know, and then after I got married and then became pregnant immediately, you know, I just, once you came, you know, you being the oldest, I knew then, I was like, yep, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it right here. And I just prayed. I said, look, this is what I want to do. This is what my soul wants.
Yeah.
Wants to mother on these babies and be there for these babies. And God has been good because he has really allowed me to do that. And then even after y'all were grown and out of the house, you laugh at me every time I say I want to be the big mama. I want to be big mama. I don't want to be big mama.
But you want to be like, I want to go to my grandmother's house, run around barefoot.
Exactly.
That's
I want to be able to go to my grandmother's and go in her refrigerator and eat whatever they have, and she cooks for me, and I want to do that. And God is even answering that prayer. I'm so excited. You know, he's good.
He is, because I remember when I had Carly, the prayer, and what's crazy is that your motherhood and what your purpose is literally go hand in hand because you're such a nurturer. So whenever I had Carly, I remember that you were no longer in education at that point. You were working in the office. Well, before I had Carly, you were working from home because we thought that you were going to be able to watch. Remember, we thought you were going to be able to have Carly. Yeah. And so you ended up literally like, I don't know, maybe like a couple months before I had Carly, ended up going in the office and we was like, I haven't even looked at daycares because I thought my mama was going to be able to get her. So the prayer, even from that point on, started in like, I hope that mama could be at home with the girls and be able to stay, you know, and the girls could be able to go to her. And God honored that. But that was the same prayer that you prayed when we were younger. Yep. That you would be able,
right? Because I ended up working at the same school that y'all went to. And I always say it never looks like what we think it's gonna look like. You know, when God answers prayers, we think we put God in a box and He's gonna answer our prayer this way. But it never looks that way because my prayer was to be able to be available to y'all no matter what. Okay, so you're gonna go and work at the school where they are. And that's where I was, and I was there with y'all. And you know, I just learned then that, you know, God has a real sense of humor, and that I cannot tell Him how to orchestrate my life. Just lean into how He orchestrates it. So and He does. He answers prayers.
He does. Let me ask you this: do you ever find, or at any point did you ever find that, okay, I don't know who I am outside of being a mom?
Oh, absolutely. But that happens early on because I mean, especially you get married early. When you get married so young, when in your 20s, you're still trying to figure out who you are.
Anyway,
yes,
whether you have kids or not.
Right. So you're still trying to figure out who you are. Then you add in a husband who's probably trying to figure out who he is. Yeah. And then, now we have kids. Now we have to figure out who I am, who you are,
who they are. Right, I gotta raise them. Who trusted me with these things?
Who told me to be grown?
Like, this is too. I always say that this is too grown. That's why anytime I come to your house, me and Corey both, we go to sleep.
Right. And I know y'all clock out. It's always fun to have pictures in my phone of y'all just sleeping and your kids running around.
They the mama and the daddy. We just, I don't know. Somebody left these kids with us and was like, here, they for y'all. But no. Isaiah and Tina, they the parents for real. Like, but we just,
we had to get there. We had to get there.
So how did you get to the point where it's like, I know it's, so we've been out the house, all of your kids.
Oh my God, that was hard.
Was it?
Hard. Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Think about it.
For you.
Yes, for me. I'm the mama.
You are. Literally everybody.
Right. Yeah. So I was so enjoying and wrapped up in want to, okay, what do you need? Is your friend coming? What does your friend need? You know, just loving everybody, just being the mama, So when Joshua left, when he was done, I was like, okay, so now what? You know, because that's what we had been doing. And you know, one thing, I was always really cognizant of the fact that at some point all of y'all would be gone, and then it would just be me and your dad. Yeah. And I started like saying, okay, we got to make sure we like each other.
Correct.
I mean,
because we changed over the years.
Right. The Isaiah I married is not, you know, in 1996 is not the same Isaiah that I was married to in 2021 when Joshua left. Yeah. So we both changed. But even before then, I think we both started thinking, okay, we got to figure out how we're going to, how this is going to look.
Because we don't have no kids. The kids were the buffer. Kids end up being this like, okay, we can talk about this because the kids need this, the kids need that. Yes. So like,
like, do I like this brother? You know, will I like him once? And you know, thank God, yes. Yeah. You know, but we started kind of focusing on the two of us outside of
kids. How did y'all navigate that? Like, how did y'all do that?
Broccoli. I mean, honestly, because we were just trying to figure. I'm gonna be honest, just trying to figure things out.
Let me ask you this: how long did it get y'all how long did it take y'all to get to the point where it's like, we need to figure out if we like each other, because did it get to us like, okay, wait a minute, these kids are trickling out, let's see if we like each other, or was it early on where it's like, let's make sure we still connected and we still like each other, so at what point did y'all figure that out?
It was right before everybody started leaving.
Okay, so it had been at this point 17, 18 years.
Yeah. Right before everybody started leaving, a little longer, because Joshua left in 2021. You graduated from high school in 2015. Oh my
It's
goodness.
been 11 years this year.
So,
but I look like a newborn baby.
You do.
Tiny.
Teeny. So we started, just trying to figure some stuff out, because honestly, it's hard when all of you that you've known is sports and kids. Running with the kids and doing this, that, and the third, and not knowing who you are outside of your relationship, and then also trying to figure out what do we look like together without children. What do you like? Do you still like this thing that you used to do, or because now that we matured, we just don't. We're different people now. Yeah. And through trial and error, but when I say trial and error, it's just been fun learning each other again. At one time, there's no way in the world that Isaiah could be in one part of the house and I'm in another part of the house, and I'm not just all in his face. Yeah. But we have learned that we are good. We just love to be in each other's spaces, but we don't have to be in each other's faces.
But that takes time, because y'all been married this year 30 years in June.
Yes.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
So
it doesn't feel like a long time.
It don't. Because I'm 29.
First of all, you came almost immediately after. Well, not immediately. I got married, and then I was married.
You was pregnant a month.
Yeah. So I celebrated Mother's Day before I celebrated the first anniversary.
Yeah. It's just how
we figuring out how it works.
I see. Y'all figured it out quite quickly, and then double back.
And did it again.
Right quick.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Fun.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't realize. You be saying like you trying to figure out, how it work, and then you have children that's 16 months apart. We both do. I must have wanted to be like you or something, girl, because
all your life.
Yeah, whatever. I
call
you like 5 times today. I think
more. But have always called me at work and asked me what am I doing. Mm-hmm. I'm working.
You call me in at work.
I have to. Return the favor.
Yeah. Whatever. So
I'm taking a nap.
I'm gonna go to sleep, girl. Sleep, actually. So like I said, 30 years is a long time to figure that out. Looking back, do you think y'all would have started earlier trying to navigate that space? Do you think it was harder trying to navigate that space waiting on 17, 18 when I was 17, 18 to try to figure that out? Because at this point we're about to start trickling out of the house. Do you think it would have been easier to navigate that space had y'all started earlier? That way, when y'all would have run into road bumps or run into things that would seem like brick walls, it would have been easier at that 17th, 18th year.
I don't know. I think we were so focused on y'all. And I think in order to give y'all 100%, we really that's what we wanted to do, Now, I do say now that as, young couples, and I tell y'all this all the time, you do need to know who you are outside of your marriage. Because if you know who you are outside of your marriage, it actually helps make your marriage strong. And it also helps your children, because it helps them to develop their individuality as well. But when I look back, I honestly, aside from that, I wouldn't change anything, just, and I also, your dad and I just love these love bugs just all over the place.
Yeah, they just,
your dad and I, went through our ups and downs, but I can always say that need or want to make sure that we were good for y'all, to show y'all what a strong marriage looked like, was very important. And that took us through a lot of things, you know, because every marriage goes through peaks and valleys, you know, and some worse than others. But the commitment to each other and to y'all was like a mission. It was like our mission statement.
That's good.
So whatever we were going to do, we had to focus on that mission, you know. And there were times that, you know, we wanted to deviate from the mission. But at the end of the day, we came together and said, no, this is what we said we were going to do. So we're going to figure out how to navigate this and keep our eye on the mission. And every single time, it helped. And now I always say, you know, people say, you laugh at us, y'all is so cute. I said, but understand, I don't just love him, I like him.
You have to.
I like him. He's my friend.
Yeah.
He is really my friend. And we can look at each other right now. You seen we look at each other and we just crack up laughing because we have inside jokes. I mean, we've been in this thing 30 years.
Yeah.
And we just enjoy it. We enjoy it.
That's good. And you have to have that strong foundation, especially, I think that's so good that you said, like, okay, things deviated from plan, like you'll hit a brick wall that you be like, okay, this is never coming down,
right?
Or hit a road bump, but it's like, okay, this is the plan, this is the purpose, this is what I want our kids to see. This and y'all created, so, and I tell you that all the time. Although it feels like sometimes y'all were like, y'all do too much.
Y'all did do a lot.
No, y'all
did a lot.
And
too,
I was
though.
like, y'all are doing too much for me. Like, y'all taking it too far. I do appreciate what y'all did now. And you ask me that all the time. Like, I'll tell the kids something, you be like, you get it now?
You get it now. It all makes
I
sense.
be coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Listen, the stuff you was coming off the top of your head to try and get some order and act right.
Like you told Joe. Mama, why I told Carly, okay, you told Joe that, what did you tell him about the blue dot?
I said, every time you lie, a blue dot forms on your forehead.
Okay, friends, we had to relocate. The rain was not trying to let us be great. So we just, we took a little break. We ate some of this smoky pit barbecue. I got the barbecue on my dress. It's okay. We vibing. We just here. We're here. And we're going to finish our conversation. Okay, we're not stressing. We're not stressing. So we're going to finish this conversation. Mama, you were just about to tell us what you used to tell Joe when he would lie.
I told Josiah, I said, every time you lie, you get a blue dot on your forehead. So he would always, when he was talking, start putting his hand there.
Yeah.
So you know, he was talking to your daddy.
And Daddy didn't know you had told him that.
Your daddy didn't know that I had told him that. So he was talking to your dad, and he was putting his hand on his forehead, and your dad asked him, "Why are you doing that?" And he said, "Because Mama told me every time I lie, I get a blue dot on my forehead." And so then here's Isaiah. "Tina, come here." And he was like, why did you tell that boy that? I said, you are not here with them all day.
Because you were at home with us.
Yeah, that's during the time I was stay at home. And I was like, you are not here all day with them.
And I have to drive. You crazy at home. You'll be coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Listen, in everything, it makes sense at that time. Because there is chaos and pandemonium. And
I need something.
And I need peace.
Yeah, I told Carly that the other day. I was like, I took it from right out your book. I said, if you keep on, mommy know when you lying because that blue dot come on your forehead.
Did you tell her?
Yes, and she said, where the dot? I said, on your forehead. You know she very smart. I said, on your forehead.
I mean, but just
and she said, it's not. I said, are you telling the truth? Yes.
So, okay, girl. See, the kids, Joe was a little older, but just still young enough to still believe that. And when he would start,
you know,
I already know. You lying to me.
And
how
do
worked
you?
For a while.
I'm gonna ask you because as a parent right now, it's hard for me to take anything seriously. Because, like, kids do stuff and, like, I'm supposed to be disciplining you, but that was funny. So, like, I have to step away and I'm trying not to laugh. And don't let me and Cora be in the midst of it together. Because now I see Cora all the time. Just like you say, like, you and Daddy are friends. Like, you like him. That's how me, you know how me and Cora are. So, like, Cora be catching my eye and I'm like, I'm trying to fuss at this little girl. And I see your eyes shooting back, and Carly turn around and look at her daddy, and so now he gotta fix his face. So, like, how did y'all do it? Like, how did y'all, like, not laugh? Like, I don't understand.
How can you not?
I don't know. Kids are funny.
Child rearing, you have to take the good with the bad. If you're serious all the time, you're not gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
And kids are funny.
Yeah, kids are hilarious.
They're funny, and you have to also always keep in mind that they are little people. Being 1 and 2 and 3 for the first time.
Yeah, they're exploring.
So, and they, even in those little bitty bodies, they still have big old
feelings. Have huge feelings, huge personalities. Right. You know, Carly a drama girl.
Right. So imagine going through what you figured out how to be rational about it.
Yeah.
But there are times right now that I would love to throw myself on the floor and throw a temper tantrum.
No, seriously.
But I'm supposed to know better because I'm an adult.
Yeah, and who made that the rule?
Right. So,
because what if I want to lay out and scream?
Right.
Like, what if I want to do that?
I have.
Just kicking and screaming.
Screaming. And what's wrong with you? All the things are
Mind
wrong.
you, I'm an adult.
Right. That's what they keep saying. I keep telling y'all stop calling.
No, you do keep on saying that. You do keep saying
Why
that.
do I have to be the adult? Aren't there any adultier adults around? But
and what's crazy is that's why you the mama. So.
That's what I am.
Yeah, you a mama.
But sometimes I'm really glad your dad is around.
No, he is the adultier adult.
He's an adult.
He really is grown. I don't know if I'm going to ever be that grown.
Never.
He's so grown.
Isaiah, we have pictures of Isaiah standing in the foreground, and he's been real prim and strong and adult and grown up. And I'm literally in the background kicking the leg up with my mouth wide open.
Just doing all kinds. And that's so crazy how that balance. Y'all are literally like opposite. He's so type A,
yes.
And you're just feral. You're like
I'm just literally.
I'm just skipping through the days,
through the grass. Like, look at this bug.
I'm frolicking. I am frolicking, and he's like, I have 3 business meetings. You're
what are you doing after? What are you doing in between? What
that is so great. Y'all listen, and anybody who knows y'all are complete opposite.
Yes.
He's so type A, and you like, oh, look at that flower over there. Did y'all not just see that bee? No, we didn't see the bee.
Everybody like, can you calm down? How?
I can't.
How? No,
I cannot.
No,
I can't.
I don't want to.
Yes.
Let me tell you about trying to mask things though, like trying to always be serious. I think that's why I enjoy teaching kindergarten.
Yeah, because it's never.
And why I love being around little kids because
they're funny.
They are funny and they are fun.
They are fun.
They are fun.
That imagination, they haven't been, for the most part, they haven't been impacted enough for that imagination to be going. I mean, there are some instances, of course, where trauma has touched, but it's like, for the most part, they're like, yeah, like
I love when they want to just take everything and like Carly, like I just want to build a castle. I take all the things. And can I get
literally anything?
Anything and build a castle. Now, granted, I don't know how you get in because everything is just in a pile.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the castle, sometimes it's built up and stacked up. And if it's built up and stacked up, the little sister, Carson is coming knock it down.
She's going to knock it down.
That's gonna be a fight.
I've seen it. It's a fight.
Yeah, so it's just so fun. They are
it's
sisters.
funny watching them, and I enjoy watching them grow. But it's just something about little people that I just love. They're so genuine.
Yeah, they are.
You get what you get with them. They don't.
And they're gonna tell you whatever.
It's something that look right.
Right.
Smell right.
See, Carly asked me today. Now, when I first left, when I was first doing my hair, because I did a wash and go. Carly said, "You doing your hair?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I like it." Okay. Then when I was about to leave, I had got dressed. She looked at me. She said, "You gonna do your hair?" I said, "I did."
I don't care. They don't care.
I said I did, Carly. She said, "Oh, it's cute."
Right.
Girl, you don't
Baby,
get out of
they
my
don't care.
face.
I mean, why do your teeth
don't
look like
care,
that? What's wrong with your what's that on your face?
Like that. You have to have some tough skin hanging out
Yes.
with
You know,
kids.
I mean, you know how Carson is about a mole.
Carson,
What's that?
she does not like. Carson is very disagreeable. You say, Carson, hey baby, can I have a hug? No.
Absolutely.
No, I had a long day and I wanted
But
to hug my
this
child.
is what I think about Carson. Carson is like, hey, but
You
when you
speak
speak back, she's like, no. Carson
Actually,
said, you'll never be able to tell my mama I was
didn't
rude.
speak. Yeah. I'll speak
I
to
spoke to
you.
you. You don't. Nobody
As
told
far
you
as
had to
coming
speak
over
to
here,
me.
or if you
No,
coming to you,
absolutely
Car,
not.
oh, I speak back trying to get a hug. No, absolutely not.
Don't do that.
You're
What are you
actually
doing?
taking it too
What
far.
are you going? What are
Never
you
touch
doing?
me a day in your
Don't
life
do
with them
that.
filthy things. Never put your hands on me.
She does not.
Get
like
away
that.
from me.
No.
Yes, Carson not in the mood. She's never in the mood. And kids are so funny because you always say that Carly reminds you of me whenever I was young. Because you always call Carly Jackie. You always say that.
I always do that, but I never mistake Carson for Jackie.
Yeah, Carson's laid back though.
She is. And you were not a laid back child. No, you are still high strung.
Very much so. You know what? I'm a little better.
You're an adult.
Tiny.
And
Yeah, I'm an adult.
You're
I
an
know
adult,
that I
and
can't
you
handle
figured-
situations.
Yeah, right.
This is what I will say. I've gotten better since I had kids. I know that I'm an adult. So the adult came first. I don't think having a husband impacted it at all. Cause I'm like,
No.
that all right,
No.
yeah, whatever. But having kids, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't act like that because I really have people relying on me.
Right.
But if I didn't, but yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm
Trying to figure that out.
I'm finding it.
It's hard.
I still be finding it.
I'm still trying to find it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times that things happen and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
No, for real. Honestly, hang up on you. I'm not in the mood. I'm not finna deal with that.
Oh, I don't mind. They call it Irish goodbye. Irish.
What is an Irish goodbye?
Well, you just kind of fade out and everybody looks around and you're gone.
You gone? Okay. Okay.
Like the other day, you were just talking, I just hung up. I'm tired of this conversation.
Literally, and I laughed so hard. I was like, this lady's insane. This lady
Like,
she was literally like, not no more. And I laughed so hard because why would you do that? Then you called back and I was still laughing. I was laughing so
But
hard.
honestly, did you understand why? Like, I'm not having this conversation.
I think it's a lot of times where it's like, you be like, Jackie, I'm trying to protect my peace. You've always said,
Always protect
Jackie,
my
I'm
peace.
trying to protect my peace. You're so like, you're really a hippie. Like, you're really a hippie. Without all the drugs, like, you're a hippie.
Yes, let me tell you, because you love, I'm not going to say you love the drama.
But I
you
need to
bring
know.
something-
My
you-
problem is
you
I
like to
just
get to the bottom
like I
of
need
it.
to get to the bottom. I need to know like the nitty gritty, the why, and the why did you feel like I need to know that.
And I'm just like,
And you know, I
don't
call
care.
you 10, 15 times a day, and I be like, so let me tell you. And you're like, Jackie, I'm protecting my peace. I'm out here in my garden. I'm frolicking. I'm like, girl, I don't care about your frolic. I do not care about your frolics. This is what's going on. Right
And that's why I'm like,
I don't know,
I'm
y'all.
doing that with you today. You call me when you calm down.
No, and then I call right back. I'm not calm, but this is what's going on. But that's been us all our lives.
Yes.
And mama, growing up, when we were growing up, I feel like our relationship now is, well, we've always had a good relationship,
always had a good
but
relationship.
we
We had
had
a
a
mother-daughter
mother-daughter.
relationship,
Exactly.
yes.
So it's kind of like, yeah, you my mama. I don't like you, girl, but you always said, I'm not your friend. But it's so crazy because I tricked you into being my friend.
Yeah.
Like, now you're my friend.
Well, I can be your friend now.
Well,
I can be your friend now.
Yeah,
we
you
can
can
be
be.
friends now because you see where I walk now.
Yeah.
And you see things, and it's good because now we can bounce things off each other.
Yeah.
When you were young, I could not be your friend. We can't be friends. How I'm gonna be your friend? I might have to turn around and just like go.
Get upside your head. No, you literally had to. Remember 6th grade year?
Oh, absolutely. I will never forget 6th grade year.
I always tell people, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was. I still to this day can't even explain. People are asking me like, "What made you? You know, like why were you
like middle school kids?" Right?
People will be like, "Why do you think you acted like that?" I don't know.
Let me tell you
I don't
something.
have any. Still, I can ask. There's no. I don't know.
I do
Maybe it
not
was just like a.
know. What?
Maybe because I've always been super independent, so
Yeah.
maybe it was a independence thing.
You were testing
Yeah.
limits. But I'm like, nah, I'm paying the bills though. You still
I don't know
this, that, and the third
who's-
from me.
I don't know whose grown woman I thought I
don't
was.
know. But when you went, oh,
Mama, I don't even think.
blacked out.
I don't
Did
even
you
think it was
suck
the
your teeth
smack
in?
of the teeth. I don't even think it was the sucking of the teeth. I think it was the sucking of the teeth. Then you still want, like, I
You
still
you
wouldn't shut up.
stop
Like, I would
talking.
still just run off
You
at the
still
mouth.
do that though.
Yeah.
You still do that. But it's much.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm finding it.
You are, but
It's
let me
been
tell
a
you-
long time
let me
coming.
tell you, it's funny though. It's like you said, God takes certain things and He does totally
Yeah.
does a different thing with it,
That's-
and
yeah.
it's the truth. But then I have so many times I just grab your.
But it wasn't just with you, though. I think it
I used
just.
to feel so sorry for your teeth.
Oh, God help them. I'm going to say right now. since I have the opportunity, I apologize. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know what was wrong with me, but I do, from the bottom of my heart, apologize.
Well, I
But
feel
this
like
is what I.
apologize to mine.
But this is what I used to always
long
say.
ago.
I felt like, and I'm still like this. I feel like, and it, granted, the people might have not been disrespectful, but I just feel like sometimes if you you get respect when you give respect, and that was used to be my whole thing. I
We
used to feel like
raised you
the
we
yes,
raised y'all
y'all,
like
you
that.
did.
We raised y'all,
And I
we
think
always
that's
told
why-
y'all that even children, I always felt even children deserve respect. And so
Because that's how we raising the girls,
and that
yeah.
was how y'all dealt teeth. A lot of times teeth felt like, well, no, I'm the grown. Yeah, you can be a grown
Yeah.
up, but you still gonna respect my child.
And I think
I
that-
didn't say you could not discipline my child. But
Yeah,
you're going to respect
my child. And that was, I think people find they have a hard time with that. And I can say a couple of times I didn't get in trouble for my response because, well, you would like they was disrespectful, and I would go back. I'm like, my whole thing has always been like, who are you talking to? I'm very confused at who you talking to. Like, you are 10. Like, who? I'm talking to a grown woman like this. But I think y'all have always given us that independence and that autonomy to be like, no.
right.
If people,
Don't
you
touch,
get,
don't- I
yeah,
don't
don't
like how
touch,
you're
yeah,
touching
don't
me,
touch.
don't do that,
If you
don't
feel
do
like
that.
people are disrespecting
you don't have to
you
deal
don't
with
have to deal with it. And I think I just took it to another level. So whereas like where you would say if they disrespecting you, feel like they disrespectful, you don't have to deal with them. Like, turn the other cheek, right? You don't gotta just walk away,
don't-
girl.
No, you're gonna hear what I have
You
to
know
say.
what?
That
Anyway,
was
matter of
always
fact,
you.
I was always like, you know what? I don't like you, and this is why I don't like you. And you
had to
disrespectful.
say it.
I just
It's so funny, but you
always,
get that from your dad.
yeah,
You get that from your dad.
yeah.
Because y'all go into
It be honestly,
yeah.
it's like a burn. Like, it feel like I'm burning inside. A hole is burning inside of me if I don't say what I need to say.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better now.
I am the opposite.
Yeah.
I am the queen of let them. I don't care. Because I don't. I don't
In the
care.
grand scheme of things, I don't even.
I don't care. I don't
don't.
care what anybody has to say about me.
Yeah.
I don't care if they like me or they don't.
Yeah.
Because I love me. I'm happy with
That's
me.
all that matters. But
I
that
am
goes
so very
back to
happy with me.
frolicking.
Yeah.
And
This-
dilly dallying,
yes.
and that goes
And
back to that.
I have known people not to like me and still was like, hey,
Yeah.
because I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And I
It doesn't, in the grand scheme of things,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It does not
doesn't.
matter.
And I'm the same way. I don't care. I don't care if you like me. 'Cause
Right.
you don't never have to like me. You never have
Never.
to talk to me. But I'm gonna always be smart by the mouth.
Yeah,
And
I'm
always
all, and I have learned though, I mean, there have been times I'm like, well, they don't like me, fine, but I'm not gonna change who I am.
Right, just because
you don't
Yeah,
like me.
absolutely.
Or that my joy makes you feel some type of way. That's a you problem. It's not a me problem.
Right.
And that's how I live my life. I mean, whatever. Listen, that's fine. You don't want to deal with it. Because if you don't want to deal with something, don't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to protect your peace. Whatever makes
whatever that
piece is, however your piece is, protect it.
Yeah.
And I a lot of people can't do that, and I hate that for a lot of people, but
that's hard sometimes.
But that's what people say all the time. Because I'm quick to say, you gotta, if that does not bring you joy, then you need to walk away.
You know, another thing with you though, why it's so easy, because you tell me and Daddy this all the time, like I don't feel like serving the people. Like, I'm not the servitude. It's not my ministry.
I don't. People, I want to. That's a hard one, because people don't understand that, especially being a Christian. But I like to stay in my lane about things that, of course, there are things that will take you out of your comfort zone, and that's fine. I like to serve in certain ways. There are certain ways that I'm like, okay, that's not, Lord, you did not build me to be that person. You did not build me that way.
Well, that's right.
And I can't do that.
That's
because I'm outside of what your will is for my life. And then there's some things like, oh yes, I can do that. I can do that. I mean, I want to serve like those ways. And he makes it very easy for me to serve in certain ways. But there are some things that I'm like, oh, heavens no.
That is not for me.
Not what you call me to do, Lord.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I can see that. I think, that's why it's easy for you sometimes, though, to be like,
And like, again, even I always look at like politicians. You have to be built a certain way.
You have to
want to do these things, to want to eat, sleep, and just wake up in the morning saying, oh, I want to go and serve this district. I want to do this. Baby, people are too fickle for me. And
you just rather, don't depend on me, baby.
I don't want you to just, because what's going to happen is you're going to send me down there to lobby on your behalf, and I'm going to see a new breed of rose coming up. Or they're going to have some grass over there. I'm like, that should not, I'm going to start pulling the dead parts off.
You're not even where you're supposed to be.
I'm not even where I'm supposed to be. And that has been a fight in my life. Where you supposed to be? Over there.
And you over there.
And I'm over here.
Playing with the
Because this is where my joy lies.
Yeah. And you're really big on this is where.
Yeah. Because, listen, there are going to be so many times that I'm not going to be able to focus on my joy. That things are going to happen in life that are inevitable. Yeah. That when I can, I will.
You grasp onto that.
And a lot of people just can't do that. And I hate that for people. I hate that for them. I honestly do, because I enjoy just being feral. As you always say, I'm not feral, but a hippie or very free-spirited.
And that you are. Let me, because you stay home with us. I want to go back to them.
Yes, we really get off on a tangent, don't we?
It's all right.
It's our journey.
Yeah, it's our journey. I do want to go back to, because I have a question. You said that you mentioned about, remember when we were talking about Joe's blue dot that appeared on his head, and you told Daddy, like, you're not here with them all day. So I do remember you being at home with us. How long were you at home with us?
I don't even remember. It was because I would be home and then I'd go to work. Okay. And I'd be like, I need to be with my kids, and I'd be back home.
I remember going to daycare, but for whatever reason, I don't remember being in a daycare like.
Not long.
No.
There was one daycare we took you to.
Yeah.
And you did a whole day there.
One. Singular.
One. Well, when I walked in, you said, "Mommy, you left me. You don't ever
in your life have to worry
not only because I was gone to back to work.
Okay. Well, hold on. That was your first day back at work too. Okay. Did you return back to work?
No.
Okay.
No, I went home with my baby.
So we did 1 day at daycare, 1 day at work.
1 day at work.
Okay.
We were like 1 for 1.
Yeah.
But it was the Marshall girls forever. So we were
literally. We the only girls. It's 3 boys.
Right.
We just,
I went back home. Isaiah knew though.
What did he say? What was his response?
Let me tell you something about your daddy.
Yeah.
You happy, Tina? Yep. Then that's what
That's
matters.
all that matters.
That was it.
I love
that was
that.
it. Yeah, he's always
He
been
really
like that.
is like that,
Yeah,
though. He gonna have.
He's
For me, I don't know, cause you're his wife. But for me, he be having 30,000 different questions, and I'm like,
But let me
Okay.
tell you something. He does that to me too.
yeah.
But I am the queen of diversion.
You are. I think it bothers me more because I'm little him. So it's like, but at this point, I've learned to have the answers to those
Yeah.
questions and answer them in my initial presentation.
People underestimate my ability to ignore.
They really do. Because I
And
can double back to
pretend
you
that
and
things
ask,
are
no,
not.
you will seriously do that. I'll double back to you and be like, Mama, you remember when we were talking about this and then this, and you're like, Jackie, I wasn't paying attention.
I was not paying attention to the words. You were saying words, and I was not putting them
I
together.
can be talking to you, or we can be in a group conversation, and I can immediately see when it's like, oh, she's not even, she don't hear nothing we talking
You
about.
can
over here.
take it to the bank that if you're talking to me and I'm looking you straight in your face, I'm not hearing anything you
That
say.
is so terrible. But I can
If I'm
always
gone.
tell.
All I hear is
I can
da-da.
always tell when you're when you have disassociated, and it's like,
Oh,
okay.
and two, I have taken it to like a science, like
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, you
I can
definitely.
disassociate so easily.
Yeah, you do, and this is the crazy thing. It's not something that's like, okay, I'm gonna do it once a week or every so often. You do it. You might do it daily.
Daily, all the time.
Cause I'll be saying something like, Mama, we just talked about that. You be like, Jackie, I wasn't even like for what was it? Easter. You know, we didn't plan Easter till probably the day before Easter.
I didn't feel like it.
I
didn't
asked
feel like
you
it.
2 weeks before Easter. Okay, what we doing for Easter? You know
But
what you
first
told
of
me?
all, your problem is you like to plan.
That's not a problem.
I don't care for the planning of certain. Listen, and anytime I'm planning something, it's really so that I'm going to get it done and be like, okay, there. Because, right now I'm in the middle of planning something. And I'm being very about because I know that, because a lot of times, just between us,
I'm like, it's not between us.
you ever had those things where you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do everything I'm supposed to do so that when it falls apart, you can't say, well, no, you can't. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No. So, but not this situation. I have been in a situation like, I told you I was not going to give you 100%. I told you that.
Yeah.
And I'm very upfront with people about those
are.
things. I said,
You
I'm not gonna give
are.
I'm not. But I read this thing, and this has nothing to do with anything in the world. But this lady said that she was doing something, but she only was, she only had like 40% in her. And so I did the whole thing. I did, I gave my 40%. But if all you have is 40% and you give 40%, you know what you gave? 100%.
Because you gave
Everything you had. Yeah.
But do you only have 40% or do I only have 40% to give?
I have 40% for you.
Okay. Yeah. 40 is still a high percent.
Yeah, but I'm just
for
saying,
people.
sometimes, I don't know what it is about me, but like after a certain part of the day, and I'm being very serious, after a certain part of the day, I'm just like, I can't. This is all I have.
I know.
And you love your drama in the evenings.
Yeah.
What is that
Because
like?
I'm off work and I like to get off work and talk on the phone and have all my stuff built up in
And
stacks.
every time you call me, what am I doing?
I was literally be outside or sitting there watching TV, but I like to stack everything up so I can have a lot to talk about, and then I can be like, okay, and this happened, and this, and this, and this, and this. Mind you, I've talked to you already
All day.
7 times today,
All
but
day.
I couldn't divulge all that information.
Right.
Because I needed a long conversation for when I don't have nothing to do
Right.
and my kids are asleep.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And you're like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well, Jackie, let me go. Mama, you told me the other day, I don't know where I was in the car. You said, all right, it's like you couldn't even think of nothing. You was like, all right, well, Jackie, let me go up here and, I said, what, you about to wash your goldfish? Dang, because you not going to do nothing.
No,
you
you
just
remember you
want
had mid-conversation one day I was driving and I said, let me call you back because I got to finish, see what happened at the, when this man killed his man in
Yes, I said,
I was listening to my book.
that like when I say you will cut me off, it's okay. I was talking to this book.
It was
girl.
about a cozy mystery about they are on a garlic farm, and I said, "Hold on, I gotta call you back because I gotta figure out who killed this man on the garlic
I'm
farm."
trying to run my mouth, and you want to listen to a book that you can listen to later. Literally,
I can tell you, it's like,
Girl,
wait,
what? I said, a man, like a man kill a
who
man.
killed man? Where?
Don't worry about it, girl. Just literally.
Listen, I have gotten to that point in my life though. Like,
Must be nice.
it
I think it's no. I can believe it because at this point I'm not able to be there
yeah.
because it's. I don't want to say chaos, but kids are when you have kids, it is
but
chaos.
it's fun chaos.
It is
It's
chaos.
fun chaos.
So I
It
can't
is.
be wind down and because
no.
I have chaos already.
Right.
It's fun. It's
But that's
organized fun
why I
chaos.
told you early on, institute a bedtime.
Yeah, you did tell me that, and that since you told me, I can't. I be like, oh, come on,
Right.
Let's get the tub. Let's hurry up. Come on,
Yeah.
get the.
'Cause
Yeah,
that's
go to
your
bed,
time.
lay
That's your
down.
time
Yeah.
to just take a breath because
It really
yeah.
is, and
because
that
if you
was
don't-
a really good parenting tool. That, and I'm pretty sure over the
Yeah.
years you're gonna give me so much
Yeah.
more. But that was a really good one. Whenever, because I remember telling you like, Mom, I don't know, like I'm tired. I feel like I can't do nothing. Like I don't get nothing done.
They're
He's like,
about
"You
up at 9 o'clock.
literally."
Right, yeah. So
And
no, put them.
they're
to bed.
happier. I'm happier when they go to bed, and I literally be running out that room. We pray. I give them hugs and
Yeah.
kisses. I'm like, all right, good night, and y'all better not
Yeah.
get out that bed.
Let me say, motherhood is like the best hood and the worst hood though.
It's ghetto,
Because
but it's
it
fun.
is-
But you know, if you be in, well, never mind, because I was gonna say, sometimes when you be in the hood be fun. Like, you know, they be
Yeah,
having
you know
fun.
y'all like hood activities.
All right.
So, but
Girl.
motherhood is all the things.
Yeah.
It's really all the things. It's good and it's bad and it's happy and it's sad and
Yeah.
there are ups and downs and you just have to learn to ride the wave of it and just
And that's
enjoy
literally
it.
what it is.
Yeah, because the days are long but the years are so short. And so you just have to stop and just enjoy it. When they do stuff that make you laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh, because there are gonna come enough times when you just won't be able to laugh about the things that they're doing. So if your 2-year-old says, "Yes, I don't," laugh. It's funny.
It is
It's funny.
funny,
You know,
yeah.
when you get moments to laugh, enjoy them. Just enjoy them because they're only one
little
or
for-
two. They're
yeah.
little for such a short amount of time. So just enjoy it. I think that's why I was so looking forward to grandkids because I get to do this all over again.
Yeah.
You know, I've always
'Cause you're
because
such a mom.
yeah,
You are a mom.
I
You're
love
such a
being a
nurturer.
mom and I love being a grandmother. You know, and it's just it's just sweet.
Yeah.
It's sweet, and I love it. I love
I
it so
think
much.
I love the lesson. One of the lessons you taught me, like, and I think about this every day. A lot of times when I come to like certain things, I literally have to come to this lesson because you always say like, pick the hill. Like, is this the hill that you want to die on?
Yes.
I associate that with so many things because it's like, and sometimes be like, actually, yeah, I do want to die on the hill, and I don't want to break my neck. I do. But with motherhood, I apply that so much because it's like, you
Is
know
it
what?
worth it?
I don't care.
Is it-
Actually,
yeah,
I
and
really
that's
don't
it.
care. Because it's like you go to fuss and go to be like, don't do that. And
Why
actually,
not?
I don't care.
Like,
And
why not? Yeah.
I
Like,
don't care. Sometimes when you really think about it,
It doesn't
It
matter.
really don't matter, and I really don't care.
one of the things I always, people talk, they're making a mess. They're making a mess. You can clean it up. You can clean that mess up.
Yeah.
They only get to experience doing that thing this time, and you're creating an environment where they feel like they can't be creative. They can't
Yeah.
make the messes, but messes can be cleaned up. This you might not feel like
Me
it,
and Corey had that
but
conversation not too
let
long
them
ago.
do the mess. Let them make the mess. Let them. Take the soap and write on the wall. Let them take the whatever. Because
even
if you
clean
can
it
clean it up, then let them do it. It's
And
not
that's-
going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt you.
It's gonna be
Let
okay.
it- it's
And
gonna
me and
be
Corey
fine.
had that conversation not literally maybe like a couple weeks ago because it was like 1:00 in the afternoon and he was like cleaning up and I was just sitting there looking at him and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Corey, you doing that? And you're about to be so mad because they're gonna get right
They're gonna
back
do it
down."
again, right.
And what they was doing as he was cleaning
was making
dumping
a mess.
stuff on the
Why?
floor.
Why you
And
putting
I'm
up in
trying
my
not to
house?
laugh, but that's what I told him. I was like, "Corey," and that's something else you taught me, like, "Corey, they little kids. We can clean when they go to bed. There's no way we're gonna have this.
Or go to college.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yes,
There's
but
certain things I was like, I'm just not going to focus
Yes.
on not being able to be there for
Yeah.
y'all because I need to vacuum.
Yeah.
Or because I need to clear out the garage, or I need to clear. I'm not going to
Yeah.
miss out on opportunities to see y'all grow and develop just because this is the weekend and I just need to go and clean the car. You know what I'm saying?
But
No.
you're like that. You're like that because of what was planted in you,
Yeah.
or because
Yeah.
of your experience.
Yeah.
Though, so
Yeah.
I think that's why you have such a negative connotation on. Let me get all this stuff up together because of how you grew up.
Yeah, because my mama still is a very we can't
do
move
nothing
this thing until we
this,
clean.
yeah.
You know,
And she would
used
miss
to-
out on stuff
Yeah,
with you.
I remember being little, and if we were gonna have a popsicle, we got in the tub. My mama ran us a tub of water, and we got in the tub. We were gonna eat the popsicle because we were not gonna be sticky. You're gonna be nice and clean, and we're gonna, and come up. We gotta clean this up. We gotta clean. And I remember saying, remember in high school, I said, whenever I had kids, I'm not gonna be cleaning up all the time. I'm gonna do this stuff. I'm gonna do this with my
of
because I'm not, I'm not gonna miss out on these things just because I feel like I need to clean this up. And I meant that. I stood on that, and I can honestly say, and the funny part about it is, I remember feeling like y'all should have been grateful, but you can't be grateful if that's your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and let me rephrase that. It's your norm.
Yeah.
So, because I remember, I don't know if it was you, Josiah, or Josh, one of y'all said, I said, well, we're coming. We were always at everything. And you're like, well, okay. And at that time, I was like, well, dang, that's ungrateful. But I realized.
What were we talking about?
But I don't even remember what the instance was. But what I learned from that situation was that because it was the norm, which it should have been a norm, but it was a norm that I shouldn't have. It wasn't necessarily for you to be grateful for, because I should have been grateful for being able to do it. Does that make sense? Because because that's what you knew, that we were able to do it. It was the standard. So yes, you should have been grateful. But how can you be grateful when you've never had the opposite of that?
I never had anything else.
Yeah,
This is my normal.
This is your normal.
So yeah, there are kids out here whose parents not coming to school.
Right,
I'm
but
not that kid.
That you're not that kid. Exactly. So I had to realize that, okay, it's not about her not being grateful. It's just that this is the norm for her. So there's not an opposite to this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I had to check myself
It's such
about it.
Kids would put you in a position where like, let me check.
Yeah. So, but I do, but it is what it is, So it was
learning.
that, but you also realize that you parent your children through your trauma. Through your trauma.
But that's
what
not
you thought
always
was
good,
a trauma.
though.
Yeah, good or bad.
Right.
So I felt like, my mama provided a loving home, and she was, we always had a meal and we had everything we needed. But I just wanted my mama to come to one of my volleyball games, but she couldn't, because there were other things that she got off work that she had to take care of at home.
Yeah.
So I always said, well, I'm always going to be there. So that was me parenting you through my
trauma,
through my lens of trauma, because I wish that she had been there. So I now realize that parents do the best they can with what they have.
Yeah.
There's you
learn
learn something new every day about parenting. It's just every day. This is your first time being a parent to a 2-year-old. This is your first time being a mama. This is your first time being a dad. All I know is what I know. Now, granted, you can learn better.
Yeah.
You can learn better.
And I think learn from what you're doing.
Yes, and I think it is incumbent upon us as parents to try and do better by our kids.
Absolutely.
Because what worked for you or worked for me as a child does not work for you. So every child is different, and you can't parent every child the same, And also by that token, I can't be my mama to you. Yeah. I have to be me to you, but I have to be me for you.
Yeah.
Of what you need as do my best. And that's why, like, right now, I'm always apologizing to you for certain things that I felt like I'm sorry, that's my fault. I wish that I had not. And I apologize, for certain things. And you're going to find that you do the same thing with your kids if you are, to me, a good parent.
Yeah.
And you're willing to learn.
I think being a part of being a good parent is realizing, like, hey.
And it's okay to apologize.
I'm about to apologize. I just apologized to Carla the other day because I am, you know how I am. Like, I'm not just, I talk how I talk. And so I told Carly something the other day about, what did I tell that girl about her knees being ashy or something? I'm like, she's 2 and she my daughter. I said, Mommy, sorry for being mean, babe. Because it was harmless, but like, she 2, so you don't want, and I'm really big on, I don't want my babies to grow up with like any self-esteem, nothing. Like, they're pretty girls, you princess girls. If somebody say otherwise, you a lie, you a hater. Like, they really hating on you, and that's how I really want my girls to grow up. Like, no, they're haters. You are that girl, and they haters, and that's okay. They could be haters, but you don't have to talk to that. That's how I want them to grow up. But I think that I think that comes from me parenting also through my childhood, because y'all were such great parents, but like you say, you always realize things. And I was talking to Corey about this because I was like, although like they were great parents, but it was some instances where I feel like they weren't. I feel like God gave me girls for a reason, because I don't feel like y'all were girl parents.
Yeah, I get that. That
makes sense. Yeah, like y'all weren't girl parents.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm parenting through, okay, I didn't get that, so this is where I want to get my girls. Like, so I didn't feel like I had girls feel like, okay, yeah, these are girls parents. It's like, we doing what we can, girl, and you're going to get this part of my parenting. But I feel like I want to cater to, and y'all did do that. Y'all cater to each child, but how can I, and even if it's in moderation, be able to give y'all things that y'all want? So like, remember, I wanted to be able to do dance and do things like that, but Daddy was like, Daddy.
It was so funny though, because let me tell you, early on, you know how we always say you teach people how to treat you. For the longest, you hated like girly things, like bows, and I mean, this is like little bit in kindergarten. No, you would wear the bows, but like I wanted the big old country bow. You're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. You wanted to be a cheerleader, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Because they wanted to throw me, not doing it. Y'all don't even trust y'all.
And then the dance, you wanted to do dance, and then you said, I don't want to do that. I want to kickbox.
Yeah.
You remember? So it was like, okay, I don't know.
So my reasoning for changing the dance though, because Daddy was like, nah, because they be wearing those little clothes and da-da-da. And I'm like,
sir, what else do you think? But you remember the volleyball shorts?
The volleyball shorts was a fight too.
Was crazy.
That was a fight too.
And not only was he fighting for you, he was fighting for every girl on that team. And I was like, they don't want to go out there in miniskirts, sir.
I literally don't want to wear
these are the shorts that they wear for volleyball.
To my knees. I'm gonna be.
He was doing the absolute most. And I was like, do you realize that I would get laughed out of LHS?
Well, that was a fight. That was a fight. But it had been like that since it had been like that. That's why I said, like, y'all weren't, I don't feel like y'all were girl parents. Y'all were parents. But you cater to your children, but I think y'all cater to us as cater to me for sure. And I think it's the oldest thing too. Like you kind of, with the first child, you are still learning how to be a parent, although the next child came 16 months later. But the first child is still kind of trial, and it's like it's a trial and she's the only girl. We had boys after that,
right?
So it's kind of like I felt like sometimes I got the brunt of, all right.
You were so strong though, Jackie.
But, and I think that is the misconception in all, like, just the strong friends. Because it's like, just because I'm strong doesn't mean I don't need certain things. And I think that's what was taken from that.
And that's very true. You know, but that's like now, like I said just now, I'm always apologizing for certain things. But you were so strong, and you took your independence, and you took And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight this girl on this. And you just seem to just like you have. I honestly used to say, I wish I was as strong as this child. I wish I had the wherewithal about myself. And I'm talking about a kid who is like you, like fiercely stood up for yourself from a very young age. And I would be like, I really and truly have to pick my battles with this one. And it was so funny, like the hot dog bun. That was where you. It was so funny because you meant I'm not going to eat this broken hot dog bun. And I was trying to force you to eat this broken hot dog bun.
It was like a battle of wheels.
It was a battle of wheels, and your dad, and that's the first time when your dad said it to me. You were 3.
Oh, girl, please, not you arguing with a 3-year-old.
You were 3.
You arguing with a 3-year-old is crazy.
But listen, this is what your dad said, and that's why what you said about choosing your battles. He said, "Is this the battle? This the hill you want to die on?"
With this 3-year-old about a hot dog bun.
He said, what would end this right now? I said, if I give her another hot dog bun.
But it was a wheel thing.
And he said, Tina, then give her another hot dog bun.
You eat the broken hot dog bun.
And when I gave you that hot dog bun, you were perfectly fine. And I was like, huh. But also,
I don't like that little girl crazy.
Yes. Yes,
crazy.
But it just kind of set up a certain kind of thing, like mothers and daughters are gonna go back and forth. It's just inevitable. It's just the nature of the relationship. Mothers and daughters are gonna go back and forth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had to realize too that as a young mother, I was still trying to figure out myself.
I think that's good that you said that. I think that's why it's so good that. It's hard. It's really hard. But as a girl mom, like, you kind of have to. I don't know. I don't have no boys, but I feel as if being a girl mom is a little more difficult because you have to be like, this is who I need to be, and I have to not necessarily have it figured out, but I kind of gotta know what you have navigated some kind of way, and have my emotions in check. Because I'm raising 2 little girls who don't know how to manage their emotions. They don't know how to navigate certain situations, but I've been through those situations to be able to be in that position. Now, like I said, I don't know how it is raising boys, but like I know boys with more so, of course they need mother's nurturing, but they were more so, I mean, you can tell me from that, like raising boys. Yeah. I know you had to raise all of us differently. How was it raising the boys as opposed to raising a girl?
The boys, and I'm not gonna say easier, but it was different.
They're not emotional.
They're not.
It depends. Yeah.
But it's different. It's a different kind of emotional. And there are things, like I said, you're different parents to each child.
Yeah.
You prepared us for any thing, Josiah and Joshua were kind of very much more laid back than you were,
Yeah, still, pretty much.
Still,
yeah. They probably can't say to see me coming.
They always know, Josiah and I were just talking about that yesterday.
Really?
Yes, we were just talking about that yesterday.
Talking about
just like
what?
how you were here, and they're just like,
okay.
We just gonna just
all
let
our
her
life, all our life,
right. So, there are things, there were activities. Just take one activity that we could let Joe and Josh do, but we couldn't let you do. I'm just saying.
That was so unfair.
No. Let me tell you why. Because we know you.
Okay, girl.
Whatever, girl. But if you in this same situation, you gonna burn that house down. But Josh would be like, all right, we just gonna check out, we're going home. Because it's not even worth all that. But you're gonna tell everybody there about themselves. Then you're gonna invite their parents so you can tell them about them. When Josiah and Josh have been like, yeah, we don't even want to have a.
They literally be like, I am not even. Because
I'm not even. I'm
finna go. Matter of fact, they not even finna tell you they about to go. They just gonna. What you said, Irish goodbye? They
I'm
just
out.
be gone.
Yeah,
you look up and like, what Joe?
Not you standing on the table.
Josh?
Just
literally standing on the table. Literally. And you know what? I'm about to shut it all down.
This would have been the same event, but depending on which child we let go, the end would have been the outcome would have been different. So, and you learn that about your children, you know. So you start saying, well, you didn't let me do that. No, because nobody wanted to post bail.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Okay. I can accept that now.
Now, but then you could not. You can't do that. They can do that, but you can't do that.
It
but
still
by the same
poses.
token, there were things that we let you do that there's absolutely no way we would have let Josiah and Joshua do.
Right.
You know, because no.
It still poses as unfair.
Yeah.
I work on it. I'm not to the point in parenthood, but there has been points that I've reached in parenthood that it's like, okay, I get why you did that. But it's still some
But
things
even think
that
about
it's
now
like,
with Carly and Carson. Because Carly is here.
yeah.
And Carson is just chill.
I'm like, okay.
And you could, I mean, this morning they're nastics.
Yeah.
Same things. Carly was just.
My baby said, I want to do something else.
See, and she was the one who
You
wanted
were
to
the
do
one.
gymnastics.
I paid. Come
Right.
on, we paid all this money for you to be here. Could you listen to these people? Follow directions. And I'm over here sweating, running behind you.
There you go. See,
Like,
so
yeah.
same thing. Two
Yeah.
different personalities.
Yeah.
Two different outcomes.
As they get older, I'll be able to navigate that a little bit more.
You want, you hope,
You want.
pray. you just be like, one day you're gonna see what I meant by this, and you're gonna apologize.
Yeah, touching on parenthood for sure. Like just touching different areas of parenthood, I further understand.
Yeah.
Where y'all were coming from, and I do tell you that all the time. I tell you, I don't tell that as much. I don't tell that as much. He just be here. He just be like, all right, Jackie, whatever.
I know we tap dance on that man's nerves.
Literally, we'll
all
be
the time.
into
I love
it.
him so
We'll be
much.
getting into it. This is like when I was younger. We'll be going back and forth, and I'm like, and Daddy, don't. When I say Isaiah Marshall can
Absolutely
act like
not.
nothing is going on in a room, and he will watch a TV. He can watch the TV and don't get into it. He said I learned early to not get into y'all disputes. Smart man.
But think about it though, because anytime he would, we kind of look at him like,
Now we about to.
we weren't even talking.
We wasn't even talking about you. First of all, in our defense,
Right.
whenever he would get into it, we wasn't talking to you. We didn't even ask you.
We didn't ask you. But I mean, we got this.
Thank you though. Let me move to the other room and we can finish this conversation.
And then, right.
Literally.
So
now we on. Yeah. So I will say. I will say that there's so much that I learned already from you being a mama and just going into it. And that's why I call you so much. I'm like, listen, it could be something that I probably know. And you know that I can know what's going on, but I need you to confirm that I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I think that's such a great thing about motherhood, everybody does not have that mother they can lean on, but I'm so thankful to have a mama that I can lean on and call 20 times a day. So I just said so many different numbers during this podcast about how many times I call you, but it just depends on the day. But being able to call you and be able to lean on you and have those conversations and have somebody to lean on, whether it's parenthood, whether it's being married, whether it's just being a girl, like just to have that. So I do want to thank you. I feel like I thank you all the time. Well, probably not as much as I could, but I do want to thank you for being that mom, because everybody is not that mom that you can lean on. For sure.
I love you.
I love you too.
And I always say that the girls are so blessed to have you
Oh, thank you, girl.
as their mother. Don't make me cry.
Thank you. You are a good example for how I parent my girls.
Yeah.
You are such a good example. And even though I can take, not you crying, girl. And so even though I take, it's some stuff that it's like, okay, I don't think no parent is ever going to be perfect. No human is going to be perfect. That's a part of who we are. But being able to take what you learned from your parents and what your parents taught you and be able to build on that it helps to mold families and to mold your children and to mold you as a mother, as a parent in general. But
But even now, I'm still growing and learning.
Yeah,
I'm still
absolutely.
learning because now I have adult children that I have to parent. Even though y'all are grown and married and have kids, I still have to parent y'all. You know, there are things that come up because at the end of the day, y'all are still sister and brothers, and y'all do y'all things. And I'm like, okay, listen, y'all, you know, and you just have to figure out how to parent your adult kids, and just, you know, even though
it's an ongoing thing. It's
ongoing.
a journey.
It's a journey. You parent. I think you parent it until you die.
Yeah,
Until
absolutely.
you die. And it's just, I tell people all the time. I say I might not be able to tell them what to do, but I can speak into their lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I feel like I'll always be able to speak into your life. Well, this is just my opinion, you know. But, you know, now you always call and you still like, I need you to tell me what to do. Girl, I don't know what to do.
Literally, we learn it, and I think that's just a part of our journey.
Yeah.
That it continues on. We're gonna continue to learn every day. We're gonna continue to build on that. But I thank you. Like, again, I thank you for being my mama. I thank you for coming here and telling us about your journey, your motherhood, your nurturing, how great you are. And I enjoyed so much spotlighting you today. Is there anything else you want to say before we close, Mama?
As far as being a mother, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Just, you know, stop and just enjoy the little moments that you get. You know, don't rush it. Just don't rush it. Enjoy it for what it is. Like I said, they only little for a while, and if they want to go outside and play in the rain, let them go outside and play in the rain. You know, I mean, all of those things, because this sounds so cliche, but there's going to be the last time that you pick them up. You know, because they grow up. So enjoy it for now. Enjoy it and don't rush it. You know, I can't wait till you. Yes, you can. You want to. Let it just be what it is right now, and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. I love that, and that's a great point to close out. And thank you again, Mama, for coming, and thank y'all for tuning in. I really hope y'all enjoyed this conversation about motherhood on our motherhood special. And thank you, Mommy,
I enjoyed being
for
here.
coming talk with me. Well, that's a wrap for this one, guys. I love y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all on the next episode. Bye.